Hi, my name is Nazish Raja, and today I will be speaking to you about rhabdoviruses. A little background information about rhabdoviruses. They belong to the family Rhabdoviridae, which is in the order Mononegavirales. There are more than 200 rhabdoviruses known which infect man, other mammals, fish, insects, and plants. They carry their genetic material in the form of negative sense single-stranded RNA. They carry genes for 5 proteins: large protein, glycoprotein, nucleoprotein, phosphoprotein, and matrix protein. They have a unique bullet-shaped appearance. They have an outer envelope with G protein on the surface. Envelope is lined by the matrix protein and contains the nucleocapsid wound helically inside the core. And we will look at the image right here. As you can see, you have the G protein that lined toward the end right here, and then you have the envelope, which is right there, and then you have the matrix protein right inside it, and at the very core you have the core protein. And then here you can see another image where it shows how it is attached to the cell. As you can see right here, it comes in and you can see the spikes like G proteins. It'll come and attach to the cell, and after it attaches, it will penetrate in the cell, and then it will go through uncoding, and then it would go through transcription and translation, and then the protein will be processed, and the genome will replicate and then assemble, as you can see right there, and then it will bud off from the cell. The family of rhabdoviruses is split into 6 genera: the vesiculovirus, Lyssavirus, Ephemerovirus, Novirhabdovirus, Cytorhabdovirus, and Nucleorhabdovirus. Okay, the type of species for vesiculovirus that we'll be focusing on is the vesicular stomatitis indianavirus, or VSIV. VSIV is a well-known rabies virus that can infect insects, cattle, horses, and pigs. The virus is zoonotic, so it can transfer from animals to humans. It is an arbovirus, meaning it is transmitted from arthropod vectors. The genome is a single molecule of negative sense RNA that encodes for 5 major proteins: G protein, large protein, phosphoprotein, matrix protein, and nucleoprotein. G protein allows viral entry, as we saw in the image before, because it mediates virus attachment to the host cell, and it also assists fusion of viral envelope with the endosomal membrane. L protein and phosphoprotein together catalyze the replication of the mRNA. In infected humans, it leads to a flu-like illness. In infected animals, it will show ulcers in the mouth. Animals may also show signs such as anorexia, lethargy, and pyrexia. There is no specific treatment available for it. Animals usually recover completely after 2 weeks of having the disease. Okay, now on to Lyssavirus. Lyssavirus infects a variety of mammal causing rabies-like disease, and the species type for this that we will focus is the rabies virus. There are 7 genotypes for Lyssavirus. There's rabies virus genotype 1, Lagos bat virus genotype 2, Macola virus genotype 3, Rhabdoviruses virus genotype 4, European bat lyssavirus type 1 genotype 5, European bat lyssavirus type 2 genotype 6, and Australian bat lyssavirus genotype 7. So the rabies virus is responsible for rabies in terrestrial and mammals globally, and it is also the cause of most rabies-related human deaths in worldwide. Bats are known to be an animal vector for all except for the Macola virus. Lyssavirus genome encodes for the 5 proteins that we have seen earlier, the G protein, the phosphoprotein, and whatnot. Oh, here's the list: the nucleoprotein, phosphoprotein, matrix protein, glycoprotein, and RNA polymerase. And again, you can see a better image of it. The cell, as you can see, the bullet shape, and then you can see the glycoprotein on the outer side, and then you have the matrix protein, the nucleoprotein, phosphoprotein, and the polymerase on the very top right there. Rabies is spread by infected saliva that enters the body through a bite or broken skin. Rabies virus then travels from wound to brain, where it will cause inflammation. Dog bites are a common cause of rabies in developing countries, but more causes of human rabies have been linked to bats and raccoons. Average incubation time for rabies is 3 to 7 weeks, but it can be up to 7 years, and by incubation time is talking about the time between the bite and the symptoms. And the symptoms for rabies include anxiety, stress, tension, drooling, muscle spasms, restlessness, swallowing difficulty, low fever, loss of muscle function, numbness or tingling, and pain at the site of the bite. The treatment for rabies include vaccine, which is given in 5 doses over a period of 28 days. It is possible to prevent rabies if vaccination is given soon after the bite, because once the symptoms appear, then the person rarely survives the disease, even with treatment. So it ends up in death. Now, a little bit about the ephemerovirus. The species type that we'll be focusing on is the bovine ephemeral fever virus, or BEF. BEF is known as 3-day sickness. It has an arthropod vector. It is a borne disease of cattle, and it is found in region of Asia, Africa, and eastern Australia. Ephemerovirus, again, continue. It causes sudden onset of fever, stiffness, lameness, and nasal and ocular discharges. It often causes hypocalcemia, which can further cause depression, muscle tremors, and constipation. It is often treated with calcium borogluconate and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs for a minimum of 1 week. Now, the Rhabdovirus, the species type that we'll be looking at is infection hematopoietic necrosis virus, Hiram rhabdovirus, viral hemorrhagic septicemia virus, and snakehead rhabdovirus. It is known to infect aquatic hosts via transmission from fish to fish or through contaminated eggs. In addition to their 5 structural proteins, they have an additional gene that is located between glycoprotein and polymerase gene, which is known as NV gene. The NV gene encodes for a small It codes for a small non-structural protein that is not part of the virion, so hence the name non-virion or NV. Cytorhabdovirus. The species type, there are many again, the one we'll be looking at is lettuce necrotic yellow Cytorhabdovirus. And the hosts are plants. It is transmitted via an insect vector. It is transmitted by mechanical inoculation, meaning insect becomes infected upon feeding on an infected plant, and then it plays host for the virus, infecting every plant it feeds upon. And the last one we'll be looking at is the nucleorhabdovirus. The species type, it has many species, and again the most common we'll be looking at will be potato yellow dwarf virus. It is transmitted via a vector containing insect. It is transmitted by mechanical inoculation, and it causes stunt growth, dwarfing, and apical yellowing of the potatoes. And that is all for today. Thank you for listening. Bye.